2, 3, go.
So you're welcome on board to Married Grace Academy channel. This is that channel where we upload videos on relationship and parenting. But right there today, where are the ladies? Yes, I'm here to tell you about secrets you should know. 4 critical considerations before saying yes to that guy. Yes, you need to consider these 4 critical things before you say yes, I do, or yes, I will. And what are those things? Let's go in right there. Number 1, fear of God. Can you say that this guy really has the fear of God in his heart? This fear of God is not just what you say, I think he fears God, I think he is a child of God. It's not just that. Can you say that whether somebody is there or somebody is not there, he can really be able to make his decisions based on the fear of God? The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. And you see, this is one thing that will make you know whether he has the fear of God. Does he cultivate the presence of God so much? Does he cherish the presence of God much more than any other person's presence, even much more than your own presence? Does he value the atmosphere he has with God, whether publicly or privately? Is he such a person that receives instruction from the Lord and follows through to the latter, whether it is public or whether it is genuine, whether it is little or whether it is something that is popular or not? Would he follow it to the latter? Is he such a person? If not, then the fear of God is not paramount in his life. Is he somebody that would, because, oh, my pastor is not here, so I can just do anything that I like, or my parents are not here, they're not seeing me, so I can do anything? Is it that kind of a person? I tell you, such a person does not have the fear of God. Can you remember Joseph? Yes, his parents were not there, his brothers were not there. In fact, his master at that time was not there. He could have sworn do whatever he loved to do. But he said, how can I do this wicked thing and sin against God? If he's such a man that you can say, truly, he has the fear of God. What is the other thing? Has he found his purpose? The fear of God in his heart will make him find purpose, first of all, before finding you as a need in his life. If he has not found purpose, then I tell you, it's going to be a journey that will not be smooth. But he needs to find his purpose for why he's living before he needs you to come and support him in life and in destiny. So the fear of God is what will make him to cherish the presence of God, cultivate the presence of God, receive instruction and follow to the latter. That fear of God is also what will help him to have found his purpose and be dutiful at doing it. And this is why I will talk about the third thing. How focused is he? And how driven is he for destiny fulfillment? If he has a fear of God at heart, he will be curious to ensure that that purpose he has found, nothing is hindering him from fulfilling it. He will ensure that he focuses at it. Come rain, come shine. He will be such a person that is driven to ensure that his destiny fulfillment is not going to end up a mystery. It's not just going to end up as a wish, but it's going to be a reality. That is what the fear of God will do for you. These are things that will make you to be able to say, I think this person fears God. Beyond hot odds, beyond what people are saying, whether popular or not popular, he will be driven by this fear of God to say, God has said to me, go. And with that in his heart, he's willing to go. Number 2, critical consideration. Accountability and submission to an authority figure. Yes, you heard me clearly. Accountability and submission to authority figure. Now you need to be worried because we are in a generation where some men don't want to be fathered, but they want to father people. So if he's such a man that is a God of himself, he's the king of himself, he's the I am that I am of himself, then you need to stay clear. There's no man who should not have another man that is respect and submit to, and especially a man that has a voice in his life. That man that has the godly virtue that he can learn from. You know what? Men don't learn by hearing. They learn by seeing a role model, somebody who is living the kind of life they want to live, and they can mentor their life after such a person. This is why it is safe for such a man to find such a man that he can commit to. So he should not just have a mentor. He should not just have a destiny father. I mean, he should not just have a spiritual father and have him, yes, I have one. But then he's not submitting to such a man. Then it's still something that you are not sure of what the future will hold for the two of you. So he should, 1, find his destiny father. An authority figure could be his pastor, it could be his destiny father, it could be his spiritual father, it could be a mentor. Anyone that has an authority over his life and asks the voice of God to protect in his life is such a man. A man that has proven character, man of integrity, man that is a role model to him. Such a man is such that can mentor him to fulfill his destiny. But has he found one? Is he accountable to him? Does he submit to him? If he does not submit to him, then you are not safe as a lady. So you need to consider this so well. So I've spoken about two things, about the fact that you should not just have a mentor, but you should be accountable to that mentor, and you should also submit to him. Number 3, responsibility. Kai, most men or some men that I've seen today are very negligent at their responsibility. Some even say, "No, you are not responsible that you are married." And I said, wow. So is he married that will suddenly make him responsible? A man that has been irresponsible is like, now he's married and then suddenly he's becoming responsible. No, it's not something that happens immediately. It's a culture that he would have been imbibed even while he was single. So how do you know a man is taking responsibility? 1, the man is not full of excuses. That man has learned to take initiative of what needs to be done. With or without challenges or excuses, he's ready to pick up and focus on what he wants to do and ensure that what he envisaged to do comes to reality. So, but if he's such a man that is full of excuses, "Oh guy, you said you were going to call me at 9 p.m. Oh yeah, that's true, but I had a challenge. My battery was low, and this is what happened. I did not even have..." Oh man, you need to be wary of that kind of a man, because if he's on trivial issues like that, he's still doing that. What if there are bigger issues? He will still give excuses. So you will find out if he's responsible, if he has found the ability to take initiative without being told that this is what to be done. Yes, he's not giving excuses. He has learned how to deal with his excuses. He has also learned how to, with challenges or without challenges, to ensure that what he has in mind makes it a reality. Then he has also learned to take his portion in the kingdom. By this I mean, if he is a believer, God does not just call us to nothing. He calls us to inheritance in his house. And for us to get that inheritance as God's children, you have to take responsibility in your father's house. Does he have a local church that he attends? He needs to become a son to the vision of that house. He needs to become a son to the vision of his man of God. And while he continues to do this, what happens to him? He gets his own portion of inheritance. The things of his destiny start speaking to him, and then he begins to understand his destiny in fullness, and then he begins to fulfill it. Then number 4, deep passion. Yes, you heard me clearly. Deep passion. Is he such a man that is passionate to cultivate you? Yes, I said cultivate. I know you are asking, am I a farmland? Yes, because no matter how touche or how beautiful or how gorgeous you look, he still needs to cultivate you. Does he have all it takes to cultivate the potentials you have inside of you to be fan to flame? If not, I think you should consider saying no rather than saying yes. Yes. You know why? The word husband is actually taken from the root word husbandry. Because very soon he will be your husband, right? Of course. So that means he's been saddled with the responsibility to do what? To cultivate you and bring out the beauty out of your life. You have innate potentials that will make you great. You have your own dreams too that should be called out to flame. But he is the one to be able to cultivate those things out of your life. Number 2, passionate to support your dreams. You have your dreams too as a lady. I agree that you are in his life to support him. I agree that you are in his life to bring favor to him. But as much as that is true, you also have your own dreams. He needs to be ready to speak to those dreams and make you know that your dreams are valid. Yes. He needs to be ready to do what? To help you find your dreams to flame. Number 3, how passionate is he to contribute to your growth? Or is he that kind of a man that says, yes, I need a figure 8 lady. A lady that can speak Queen's English. A lady that can cook, and the list is endless. But he's not ready to add anything to your life. He's not ready to help you in any dimension. You need to be wary of such a man. Yes, he needs to be there for you, passionate to make sure that you grow spiritually. The level he has met you spiritually, you should not remain at that level. If truly is the man God has sent to you. Number 2, he should also be ready to help you physically. How are things doing well for you, or the other way? So he should be ready to also help out physically. Number 3, emotionally. Are you emotionally balanced or not? Do you know what it takes to be emotionally regulated? Are you even intelligent emotionally? Or is he or is not? All of these are things he should even help you to do. The last, intellectually. I agree that you are schooled, you have BTech or you have BSc, you are a graduate or you don't have masters. But I tell you, beyond reading academic books, you still need to be highly intellectual. And by that I mean, there's a purpose he has for fulfilling, for why he is living. You also have your own purpose. And you see, for that purpose to come to limelight, you need to be intellectually sane to make sure that what happens, it becomes a reality. And he needs to contribute to this too. If he's not ready to do all of this, I think he should consider saying no. Yes, I've spoken about 4 critical things that you should consider before saying yes to a man. And I said, number 1, the fear of God. This is highly germane. Without the fear of God, you should run away from him. You see, I can begin to tell you many things you should do to keep a man, but without having the fear of God, you can keep no man. Yes, you can keep no man. So the fear of God is germane. Number 2, accountability and submission to authority figure. 3, responsibility. As he learns to take responsibility, very key. Number 4, deep passion. Passionate to make sure that you grow, passionate to speak to your dreams, that your dream comes to limelight. Yes, I know you've gotten value from today's episode, and I would like you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, share with your families, share with your friends, turn on your notification bell so that whenever we upload videos, you can be duly informed right on time. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for coming online. God bless you.